Welcome back to Financial Freedom. Today I'm going to show you a clip of Ross Gerber. It seems like Elon just can't keep his mouth shut and his opinions to himself. So let's see how this will impact Tesla's share price and what the investor sentiment is overall. All right, so let's see what Ross has to say about Tesla and what Elon's been in the news for recently.
Ever in my life, where the CEO of the company himself does so many detrimental things that it just like it's destroying the brand. And it's just nobody on the board is going to stop him. That's for sure. But
So as you can see from that quick clip there, that Ross is obviously pretty upset with Elon, but he's also a shareholder in the company. So let's see if that affects how he trades the stock, if he's going to sell all his shares, or how negatively this may impact it. All right, so let's see what Ross is going to do with his shares.
On so many levels, very troubling. Without getting into the meat of that content, are you selling your Tesla stock?
no, I'm not selling my Tesla stock.
No, see, he's not sharing. He's not selling his Tesla stock. See, that's not going to happen. Despite his very opinionated self, he's still a walking contradiction. Because if you watch the full interview, Ross bashes Elon a lot, but at the end of the day, he's still not going to sell his shares. Now, there's three things that Ross is primarily upset with Elon about. Number one is he thinks that Elon is more concerned with Twitter and what he has to say on there, or X, whatever you want to call the platform now. The second thing is he thinks that the share price will dissolve under what Elon is saying outside of the scope of Tesla, whether it be his religious views or political views and so forth. The third thing is that he feels that Elon is no longer acting as if a CEO would, and he is failing as a CEO. Now, first and foremost, Elon is probably the number one CEO in the world and has been for a long time. The man is an absolute genius, and he has been very innovative in many different sectors of business. Sure, Elon's a little bit of an oddball. He sold PayPal for around $200 million and decided to build a rocket company, an electric vehicle company. However, the media has always painted a bad picture of Elon, and especially people like Ross Gerber. Why? Because Ross tried to become a director on the board of Tesla, but was denied the ability to do so, and I think he's been a little bit bitter since. That being said, Ross has always been very opinionated about Tesla, but he is very contradictory of himself. He'll talk bad about Elon, yet when it comes to put his money where his mouth is, he's sticking with the company. Because I also agree and think that Tesla may be slightly impacted by the things that Elon is saying and tweeting about in the short term. But however, long term, I don't think it'll have any effect whatsoever on the share price. We've seen that the share price has gone down and not as much growth this year, not because of what Elon has been saying, but primarily because auto loans were at an all-time high, and we're still waiting for auto loan prices to cool down. Once that begins happening, we'll see a lot more gross profit margin in Tesla's corner. Now, just to be clear, Ross is not the only one bashing Elon or having something negative to say. I believe strongly that the media overall has always tried to pick out something they did not like about Elon Musk to maybe drive the share price down, or the media just overall doesn't like how outspoken Elon is, therefore they want to drag him down. First and foremost, one of the things that comes to mind is everyone's saying that electric vehicles will never be successful. Nobody will ever want to drive a car like that. It will always be gas until the day we all die. However, that obviously isn't true. Now, a bunch of automakers are scrambling to build and develop their own fleet of electric vehicles. If Ross was so convicted that Tesla was going to fail, or the CEO, Elon Musk, was failing the company, why would he not just invest in another company that makes electric vehicles called Rivian? It's because he obviously doesn't have conviction that the price will actually drop down based off of what Elon is saying. Now, the second thing that comes to mind is once people realized how big electrical vehicles were becoming, the next thing negative they had to say about Elon and how he ran the company was that their chargers are inefficient. They don't charge fast enough. Due to this, people will realize that gas is still the way to go, and they won't be buying electrical vehicles long term. What did Elon do? He turned around and created the supercharger. Now the supercharger is the number one charger in the world. Every automaker right now is actually paying and trying to create their own charger to emulate what Tesla has done. However, they haven't been able to do so. So now companies like GM are actually paying a commission towards Tesla. They say, hey, if we could sell our vehicles, our electric vehicles, is it okay? Do we have permission that our vehicles can charge on your charging station network that you've built over the years? Tesla did agree. So for every car GM sells, Tesla is still making a profit based off of their chargers because GM realized that they cannot compete with Tesla. They tried to create their own charger, they try to find something that works, but because they are so far behind, we're talking light years behind, they had to cave in and actually pay a commission just to be able to use Tesla's technology. So the media cannot hold this man down, it cannot hold the company down. Tesla will continue to dominate, especially coming into 2024, where the Cybertruck will be releasing soon. Joe Rogan actually just had a podcast with The Rock, who must have been living under a rock because he didn't know that the Cybertruck was actually a vehicle. He didn't know what it looked like or what it was all about. They actually took a bow and arrow and shot it at the Cybertruck. They talked about how it was bulletproof and they went over the sleek design. I personally think that's going to be a very big catalyst for Tesla stock to go up in price come 2024. A lot of people either love or hate the design. Personally, I think it looks pretty badass. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to the channel and let me know down below what you think about the Cybertruck and if you're excited about it. Thank you, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving with your families.